morning everyone. In this video we are going to talk about the first language acquisition. So I will start with the nativist approach. The idea that people have a native capacity to acquire any language. This theory explains that the ability of children in their initial state to acquire any language. Explains that the children listen and repeat the words what other people say. Noam Chomsky believed that we are born with a predisposition to learn about language. Chomsky proposed some ideas about language, for example, the theory of universal grammar. Here we have one example. The babies repeat the words that their parents tell them. When the parents say mommy or daddy, the baby listens, and when he has the ability, he repeats the word, and so they learn a language. Continue with the behaviorist approach. Explain human behavior and its environment through a stimuli and response. This theory is based on the fact that the stimulus follows a response, this being the result of the interaction between the individual and this environment. One example of this theory could be the multiple response learning. It's based in the law of Edward Thorndike, trial and error. Explain that you have to learn about your mistake, and when you fail something, you should try to find the correct answer. So you will memorize the answer and you can use it in some future.
Cognitive approach. This theory tries to explain the processing of information of the mind. The mind processes the information from its entry to its output through a series of processes that operate successively and are sequential. The cognitive approach divided in three parts. The impulse has perception and input the answer. The next process is the processing, has interpretation and elaboration of the response. And the last one is the output. The output has output of the response. For example, if a child being touch the color, this has prior knowledge thanks to your parents, who have told in a spontaneous way the color of an object or tint, that this in practice will be facilitated and then reflects in the life. Functional approach. The functional approach has two emphases have emerged. The first emphasis has research to see the language was one manifestation of the cognitive and affective ability to deal with the world, with other, and with the self. For example, the context social where a person belongs, this can be your family, brothers, and friends. This affects this child. And the second is the general rules that were proposed under the nativist framework were after formal and explicit the logical they yet deal specifically with the form of language. For example, words, sentences, and the rulers that govern them.
We'll continue with the other topics, competence and performance. Competence refers to one's underlying knowledge of a system, event, or fact. This ability is non-observable to do something. And competence, we can find its rule of grammar, its vocabulary, and all the pieces of language that are speaking, writing, listening, and reading. Performance is the overtly observable and concrete manifestation or relation of competence, and we can find production. The production is speaking and writing, and the comprehension is listening and reading. Comprehension and production. What is comprehension? It is the ability to extract meaning from language, and production it is the ability to speak or write fluently. In other words, in child language, not rational and research evidence points to general superiority. Comprehension over production. Children seem to understand more than actually produce. This also happens with the adults.
With the topic innate ability. The most common idea that we know about the innate ability is it's when humans are born with the capacity to learn and understand something. For example, Raúl González Blanco, he was born with the capacity to play soccer. He didn't need to practice every day or every morning. Universal grammar. The theory of universal grammar was proposed suggesting that all children are born with ability to acquire, develop, and understand grammar, regardless of where or how they are raised. It is basic grammar structure common to all humans' language. Humans are born with knowledge of this. Well, mister, this is the last topic, language and thought. Language and thought were seen as two distinct cognitive operations that run together. The relationship between language and thought is a difficult question, but could be language-dependent thought we translate from into language. This is all. Thank you a lot, mister.